Hello, welcome to Relationships in Real Estate. I'm your host, Chris Silva, and this is my beautiful wife, Corey Silva.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on R&R. Chris and I are the owners of Silva Realty and Silva Lending, and we have been in the real estate and mortgage industry since the early 2000s. We're super excited to have you here with us today. Thank you so much for joining us and always supporting us. We love sharing our knowledge and being a resource to you. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to the third week of August. Does that mean the month is over?
Honestly, I don't even know what the date is. Actually, I do know what the date is. Today, to me, is like Kobe Day, right? It's 8/24
Yes,
today.
it's the official Kobe Day.
The two legendary numbers. He's the only player in NBA history to have both numbers retired with the team. Wow. Two different numbers. He had Hall of Fame career with both numbers in his 20s and his 30s. So big shout out to all the Kobe fans, Kobe family.
Rest in
big
peace,
fan.
Kobe.
Rest in peace, Kobe.
So, well, we do have one more week left in the month. Half a week. It's one of those long months. And so how has your August been, everyone? Has it been productive? Did it fly by? How about you?
Yes. So super productive. As our clients know, we try to make every client feel like they're our only client.
Yes.
That's the goal every single time. We've been rocking and rolling. We've been getting buyers into homes. We've been getting sellers into escrow. We've been getting loans fully approved. Really exciting month. Busier than June and July for sure. Loving the month of August so far.
I feel like things are really starting to pick up. I feel like maybe last month there was a little bit of shock in the market with the rates going up. Buyers got a little scared.
Sure.
People were getting their kids back into school, and now the people who were sitting and, busy with those type of things are ready and they're back in the market. And I feel like things are actually starting to move. They're getting their offers accepted. Sellers are seeing more activity on their listings. So, yay, it's great. So how was your morning?
Morning was fun. So usually I'm in some kind of golf gear. I happen to love Sunday swagger clothes, just the way they feel on me, right? But I need to start wearing some more polos because I feel like I'm wearing the same ones all the time. But I take lessons with Scott Anderson right now we're at the Oaks over in Valencia at the country club. And today I was working on my 52, 56, and 60s, basically my chip shots.
Okay, yeah, I have no idea what that
You're
means.
going to learn. You're going to learn. You're
Still
Corey's
waiting
now
for the invite.
Hold on. You have been invited. The problem is you don't have shoes yet. You don't have clothes yet. You're getting there, right? We were looking last night. We just didn't find anything.
I know. I need to get some golf shoes. I found some and he told me, no, you can't wear those ones. I'm like, but they say golf on them. He's like, you need spikes so you can get your grip when you're trying to hit the ball.
It's just a mistake that I made. So, Corey's she's a fashionista, so she's going to be looking for
I'm far from being a fashionista.
what looks the coolest, right? And that's what I did. I went for the coolest looking shoes, and I made sure they were comfortable. But then there was no grip, so I'm slipping and sliding all over the wet golf course because Vista Valencia is pretty wet and mushy in the morning. So that you got to get the spikes. So that way your feet aren't sliding. So that's why I told you need spikes.
Now I know. I'm learning all these things, but all those numbers he just threw out, they just went right over my head. Is anybody else who's watching us today, do you play golf? Do you know all these terms? Do you appreciate what he's telling us? Because I don't know what he's saying.
So what I'm learning very quickly is golf is so expensive. So just because...
Boy. Maybe I don't need to get into golf.
Well, it's just once you get the clubs, right? Mm-hmm. And then I feel like I'm wearing nothing but golf polos every day. So now I want a new putter because now I'm starting to figure it out a little bit more. And now you also got to figure out where you have to hit with every single club. You got to figure out how far it's going.
Oh my goodness. Well, it looks like we have. I see. Okay, keep talking about that.
So, anyhow. I'd love to hear everybody else's golf journey because I'm only 6 months in, but I'm really falling in love with it. Mm-hmm. My problem is I'm kind of like Allen Iverson. You ever seen that video of Allen Iverson where he's like, practice? Are we talking about practice? I don't practice enough. That's my problem.
Oh, you need to practice.
I need to get a bucket. I need to start figuring out how far I hit with all my wedges. I'm figuring it out in my lessons, but that gets real expensive. I need to just get a cheap little bucket and go out there and hit some balls. So I'm excited. I'm playing tomorrow. Back nine, we play every single week. It's three of us that play, me, Tony, and Jock. And then Sunday, I might be playing 18 in the morning, early morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Very nice. Well, this guy, he's going to get lots of practice in because you've got things lined up.
Got it lined up.
So there you go. You're well on your way to becoming a pro.
Not trying to become a pro. What I'm trying to be is not the worst guy in the bunch.
Okay.
Right now, I'm still the worst guy in the bunch by far. But these guys have been playing for like double-digit years, right? So it's okay. So now my goal is like I don't want to slow them down, and I'm not. I'm getting progressively better every single week. Again, thanks to Scott Anderson. But once I actually start practicing, I think I'll grow in leaps and bounds.
Great, great. Well, speaking of Chris in his new expensive hobby, I don't know if you heard about this recent report that we can add on to the expenses, but a new report just came out. Parents, hang on to your butts. It now costs $300,000 to raise a kid through high school. What? That's insane.
I mean, is this the average kid? Is this like where?
I don't know where this report came from, but this is just hot off the presses, so wanted to share it. No wonder millennials and Gen Z are like holding off on having kids, or maybe not even having kids.
I mean, you have seen parents having kids older and older, or not having kids at all. It's more common, right?
Right.
But you know what? It sounds like an overwhelming number, but if you think about it, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you're talking, just imagine all the stuff you had to buy as a baby, right?
Oh my gosh.
We forgot about this stuff, but there's a ton of stuff you got to buy.
So many things. Oh my gosh. Things that you never even think about that you would ever need.
Now, I wonder if that cost goes down a little bit if you have like 2 boys or 2 girls. You got the hand-me-downs.
I don't know.
So maybe you got to have like 4 kids. Should we have more? Maybe the cost goes down. So instead of 300, it starts dropping as you have more children. What do you think?
Maybe.
Should we have more?
Chris wants to have more kids, but the kids have already told him no brothers, no sisters.
I'm like, really? So I've been having this really crazy bout of baby fever. I've never had this before. Not like this, right? I'm going to be 42 next month.
He wants more babies.
We have 2 perfect children, a boy and a girl, that are healthy, happy, thriving kids, right? So part of me is like, I really don't want to push my luck and just have a third one because the first 2 are so perfect, right? Like, I just don't know if I should push my luck. But I don't know. I've been having this baby fever, and I was looking into it and talked to Corey about it. I thought she was going to shoot it down real quick. Corey's
like, let's go. Let's have another baby.
Let's do
I'm
it.
Fine.
She's like, go talk to our kids first, right? So I go talk to Santino and Nola, thinking like they're going to be psyched.
They did not even take a second to think about it.
At all.
Absolutely not.
So how did it go? It was like, hey guys, would you guys want her brother or sister?
No.
Just like that. They cut me off. Like, no, we don't want any more brothers, no sisters, no nothing.
They said, we just want your time. We don't want to share you with anybody.
They're 5 and 7, and they already think this way. So at least
that's fine.
They're able to communicate that.
Yes, for sure. So how many of you would actually take your kids' thoughts into consideration, or just be like, forget you kids, I'm going to have some more kids?
I mean, it's directly going to affect them because it's a big sacrifice for bringing another baby into the house, right?
For sure.
And it's okay. I mean, it's probably a good idea. Forget about financially, but $300,000 worth.
Well, and if you have another kid, you're not going to be able to practice your golf game ever.
I'll just take him out there with me.
Yeah, right.
Carrier.
That's what he says. So in California news, a new law was just proposed that would make it a crime to send unsolicited nude photos. Well, it should have already been a crime. Like, what? How is that not illegal? So, it's illegal to expose yourself in the real world. So why is it legal for you to be able to just send these random texts out to people?
I don't know, but we've had a couple assistants that have had this problem.
Yes.
You had this problem for a while.
It is the most disgusting thing ever. Some just random person sending me pictures. I'm like, what the? This is before we had kids, and I'm like, this is absolutely disgusting. Imagine my kids like playing on my phone and it pops up. That would be horrifying.
So for people that don't know, if you're tuning in for the first time, Corey and I have been together since we were 16. This predates cell phones, period, right? And then when the cell phones came out, which maybe they had them back then. Remember we had pagers?
We had pagers.
And then we go to the cell phone and call each other,
I
right?
miss you.
All that good stuff. But so we missed this whole era of sending, inappropriate photos of your private areas to each other, right?
Yeah, it's so weird. Who does that?
I don't understand. I can't wrap my head around why somebody would think that's a good idea. Like, does a man feel like, hey, this is really going to turn on this woman and it's going to get me to home plate, right? Like, if I just send this picture, like, does anybody really think
it's
that?
It's horrible. It's disgusting. I don't know. How are my friends who are out there dating right now, like, do you like that? Or I don't know. I don't think so.
Is that a thing? Like, do people enjoy? And then for the women too, right? Because we do have a daughter. I would hate for her to send some pictures like that, and then it's out there forever. You're never getting that back.
Rid of it. Nope.
You're never getting that back. Do kids not just think about? Do they not think about it? Because I'm sure it's like probably bigger in like the younger generation.
I don't know. I think sometimes people just don't care. They're just like, well, Kim K did it, and look where she's at. So I'll just send this nude real quick, like.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know.
I don't get it, but we've been out of the game for 25 years, so who knows? What do we know?
So what do you think? Do you think that should be illegal? Or are you cool with it, people just being able to do stuff like that? Send out some nudes. I'm curious what other people think.
Are we just freedom of speech?
Are we just the crazy ones?
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know.
I don't know. Anyways, well, even though it's still summer, doesn't it feel like Halloween is right around the corner?
It does. Like, I'm ready. We were talking about we're planning stuff for the fall already. We were already talking about our costumes, right? And the weather doesn't feel like fall yet, though. I'm not feeling that yet.
No, actually at nighttime, kind of a little bit in the morning if you sleep with your windows open, kind of get that a little bit of, and then the sun just comes blaring
at 6 in the morning. The sun's out.
Yeah, I know.
I don't feel it yet.
Is anyone else ready for fall and pumpkin spiced everything?
Oh my gosh.
Ugg boots.
The Ugg boots with the Lululemon pants. Like, this is what the girls like to wear, right? And then
oversized sweaters,
and then you always have to have the coffee cup with the pumpkin spice latte in your hand.
Oh my gosh.
Like, all day, it's just attached there. All day, you're just walking around with it.
It's like
you got
a
your
hand
cell phone
warmer.
you got your cell phone in the other hand, just doing these all day.
I know, it's so funny, right? I can't wait to see everyone doing that, and then they're going to start posting their pictures of them and stuff.
They're going to take pictures and
with
it's going to say
cute
pumpkin
little
spice
manis
latte.
and stuff.
It's going to say pumpkin spice latte on the cup. We're going to start seeing that right
How many
now.
of you guys have Ugg boots? Wasn't that one football player guy? Isn't he like the spokesperson for it? What's
I don't
his
know
name?
if he still is.
Tom Brady?
He's only like the greatest football player to ever play the game. I mean, I'm not a fan of him,
That one
but he's
football guy?
only the best player ever. But yeah, Tom Brady was the Ugg guy, right?
Yes.
Ugg. But yeah, he had the Uggs.
How many guys out there wear Uggs? I want to know, like, take a poll. Are you guys really into them? Do you think Chris should get some?
I would never get any Uggs.
Come on, they're nice and cozy.
But we're on the West Coast. It's too warm here to wear Uggs,
No,
right? Like,
it's
maybe
like,
guys are wearing Uggs in Washington. Or
it hits
like,
60 degrees and everybody's got their
Tom
Uggs
Brady was
on.
playing in New England, right? So like maybe that's why Uggs were.
He's out camping and stuff.
I don't
Needs to
get
stay
it.
warm. Keep
Like
his toesies
I think
cozy.
the baby step before a man gets to Uggs is you got to wear those. What are those other shoes that all the medical profession wears?
Crocs.
So you gotta get me to Crocs before you can get me to Uggs, right? Like,
Can I get the cute little things they put on them? That's like the newest craze.
We
Like,
gotta get some Silver Realty pins on the Uggs and then wear the Uggs.
I'll get you some Uggs.
I'm not wearing them. Welcome back, everyone. We had a quick technical issue that we took care of, but thank you for joining us here on Relationships in Real Estate. I'm your host, Chris Silva, and this is my beautiful wife, Corey Silva. So we're back. Sorry about that. So we were talking about what? Halloween? Pumpkin spice lattes.
Ugg boots. And then
boots.
Chris and his new Crocs that he wants to get.
So Tony, I play golf with Tony and Jock, right? Tony always shows up to the golf course in his Crocs. And I show up in my sandals, and then you put your shoes on, whatnot.
Right.
So I'm trying to get him on Sanooks. Right? Who knows about Sanooks out there?
They're so comfortable. They're made out of recycled yoga mats, so it's like you're walking on clouds. They're so super comfy.
And you discover Sanooks like on a tropical vacation because they're always like in the little shops, right? Corey's the one that put me on Sanooks, and I've been on them for like 10 years, right? So, but like Crocs, I could just never wrap my head around the weird, odd shape. The way they look, right?
Have you put your foot in one, though?
I have not. So
They're pretty comfy.
I actually almost bought a pair when we were in Palm Springs, but they didn't have my size.
No way. This is the first time hearing of it.
Because I'm not going to like test out Crocs. I don't know how much they cost, like $50, $60. I'm cheap, right? So I want them on sale to at least make sure I like them first.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to know just walking around the store.
No.
Like, you got to wear them a couple days to really figure out if you're going to be, enjoy that Croc experience.
I never knew his fascination with Crocs. This is all new to me.
Yeah, I don't know. They should just have him like you know how Kanye, did anybody see Kanye release some clothing and he was selling them in trash bags?
Wait, what? He's so off the wall.
Yeah.
I don't even know about that.
Anyhow,
guy.
he was mad. They had him in the store, I think in Gap. Like, he had a little collaboration with Gap. And they had him hung up all his clothing, and he got mad, and he was like, no, that's not how it's supposed to be presented. So they had him in trash bags, right? So I'm thinking Crocs should do something like that, and they should just have him like in a big trash bag or in a big pot, and they should call it the Crock Pot.
Stupid.
Dad jokes. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So Chris and his crock pot. All right. So speaking of let's get back on track with Halloween, because that is like fresh on my mind. We finally made it to the Halloween spirit store the other day, last night. How many of you have been longing to go to this spirit store? Because Chris told us about it maybe like 3 weeks ago. Our kids are all on edge, super excited to go to the spirit store. Turns out it was the wrong location that opened up. So they finally opened the one by our house.
Right.
So we got them super hyped up. Eat your dinner early. You could even have your dessert before we leave. Then we're going to the Halloween store. So we're out, we're getting up there, we're pulling up. And why did it close at 7 o'clock?
We got there like at 7, I think right at 7, because the employee was coming out and he was
just locking the door. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Halloween, like, I expect nighttime, you go, like, at least open till 9.
They
but
should
7?
open at 7 p.m., right?
Right? I'm like, who even has time to get there before 7? So I don't know. Maybe they just don't have enough employees is probably what I'm assuming is the case.
I think they're ramping up hiring probably right now, right?
Probably.
Getting ready for
but
the
don't
season.
even open your doors until you're ready. Like, go all out.
They should
right?
have like a 7 or 9. And
just like a pop-up store.
A pop-up store just for like the first month. But
oh man, you saw people walking out like they just got kicked out looking all kinds of mad, huh?
There was a couple people that just got out of their car like us that walked up and they walked right back to their car. They were upset.
Oh my goodness. So that was our experience at the Spirit Halloween store. Who else is ready for Halloween? Do you have your costumes prepared yet?
And what are you into? Are you into like scaring people with decorations? Because we got this scary spider, which we'll probably bring back the video that we had from last year.
Oh my goodness, it was so funny.
But the kids are already talking about what can we add to the spider? Because everybody knows about the spider, Mom and Dad. We need to have something else that's going to trick them and scare them when they come to the house.
I know. These kids, they have the best memory. They're like, oh my gosh, how did Grandma get scared? We sat there and told her the spider's going to jump at her and she still got scared. And then they're just reliving every moment. So I can't wait to show you all that video again in case you missed it last year. But we have a compilation of all of the people who got really scared at our front door. It's hilarious.
It's a great video.
So we're dressing up this year as Star Wars because, Santino and Chris, they're on this journey that they've created for Star Wars. They're blasting through all of the shows. They're right now on Clone Wars, right?
Clone Wars Season 4.
Oh my goodness. It's an animated series. And whenever Santino gets the opportunity to watch it after he's done reading or finishing his chores, he's like, Dad, can we please just watch it? Just 5 minutes, at least just 5 minutes before I go to bed. So how's that going?
So, I've missed some of them because, I'll be working next to him. I'll have my laptop on my lap. But I'm not going to lie. This last week, so at the end of season 3, they reintroduce a character that I thought was dead.
Oh.
Right? So like I think it's the Revenge of the Sith, I believe. Or I'm not good with the names. Santino's actually way better with the Star Wars characters' names than I am. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi's master, which I think is Goy-Con or something like that. Anyhow, he ends up getting killed by Darth Maul, this red guy with horns and yellow eyes. And then Obi-Wan slices Darth Maul in half.
Oh.
And he falls down like this endless pit and he's dead. You think he's dead, right?
He's not.
So he gets reintroduced in Clone Wars Season 3 finale, I think. Somewhere around there.
It sounds like a novella.
Oh, it's so good. So now I'm not gonna. So we had to turn it off because if it's bedtime, we got to go. Whatever, dinner time, we got to turn off the TV. But I quietly wanted to keep watching too. So I was just excited as Santino. Like, oh, I can't wait to see what happens. So like Darth Maul and his brother are like kicking everybody's butt, killing Jedis left and right. It's fun to watch. I'm excited.
Well, I am glad you're enjoying that. Nola and I kind of catch little snippets here and there, but she's all about watching those shows where they have like American Ninja Warrior, where they're competing, or MasterChef Junior.
MasterChef Junior.
So those are her two things. So you always got to give her a little bit of time to watch together. So that's what we've been doing on our little bits of time before bedtime, right? And then we also do owe our producer an apology because he told you that you guys were going to love the animated show.
He did.
And you didn't believe him.
It's not that I didn't believe him. It's that when you look at, you go on to episodes and seasons. I can't remember how many seasons there are, but I want to say there's like 10 or 12. And you go on a season and there's 22, 23 episodes, right? And you start doing the math in your head. You're like, oh my gosh, it's going to be like 80 hours.
How are you going to be able to watch all this?
It's too much. I just want to get through Star Wars. But
it's a journey. You have to enjoy.
No, it was actually great advice because there's so many characters that are in the Clone Wars that are getting reintroduced in shows that I've already seen, but Tino hasn't seen them, so I'll watch them again. The Mandalorian, Obi-Wan. Tino saw a little bit of Obi-Wan. That's what got him hooked on Star Wars. Boba Fett. So we're starting to see all these characters in the Clone Wars, and you're like, wow, that's pretty cool how they brought them to life in the live action. But I'm almost like the animated version's even better.
Oh, okay.
Yep. We'll see how that goes. We still got like 10 seasons to watch, so we'll see what happens.
Does anybody else watch it? Drop a comment. We'd love to hear what your thoughts are on Star Wars, or you're just like, okay, that's nice.
What are they talking about? It's just whether, I think as a parent, you get into whatever your kids are into.
Exactly. And speaking of being into whatever my kids are into, for those of you who don't know, I love volunteering in our kids' classrooms as a room parent. And this year, nothing has changed. I'm doing it again. And so I was able to meet with Santino's teacher last week and another room parent who is all the way like gung-ho. This mom, she's got one daughter, so she's able to put a lot of time into volunteering.
Sure.
She did the whole yearbook last year, and I'm like,
oh, wow.
Whoa, that's a lot. And you want to be a room mom? But she is just on it, and I am so happy that this year I have more help than I've ever had before. And it turns out there's 2 other room parents that have volunteered just for Santino's class. So there's 4 room parents.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
I think that's the first time you've had 4 room parents, correct?
Yes. So I'm really excited about it. I don't know if any of you other parents have volunteered to do so, but I'm just curious, what are your thoughts on it? Because, you get to deal with a lot of different personalities. Some people either are super extra or they say they're going to do stuff and they don't, kind of like the teamwork, like when you're in college and there's always that one person who says they're going to be part of the team and then they don't really do anything. But so far, so good. I'm not complaining. It's going to be nice. And yeah, that should be fun. We also were able to go to our first family night at the Oaks, and there was a Jurassic Park night, which is super cool because the kids, Santino used to be totally into dinosaurs, right?
Yes, he was obsessed.
He was obsessed with dinosaurs. So he has quite a few still left in his collection, but we had to kind of like narrow it down, and we were able to give it to one of our friends' kids who just turned 2.
Little Kareem.
And Kareem is so into dinosaurs, so we invited them to come out, and we had such a great time.
I couldn't think of anybody else because it was about dinosaurs. We had to invite the family over. Mm-hmm. I wanted to see Kareem's face because when we gave him that all those dinosaur toys, he about lost his mind, right? Just to see the excitement on him again. And he's a big culprit of my baby fever too, by the way.
Yes, Kareem is so cute.
It's not just that he's so cute. He is so cute. But it's also because he has
reminds him of Santino.
He has a lot of the mannerisms Santino had at that age.
He gets really excited and starts to dance, like when he hears music. And
just like baby boy.
I know. So it was a great time going out there. It was our first time there, so it was cool getting acquainted with the club. And Chris actually ran into one of his old coworkers from the gas company. So it was cool. It was like family, you know, like go in there, you see some familiar faces. So it was nice going out.
It was a great vibe. And also, if you haven't been to the Oaks, the views of Santa Cruz Valley are breathtaking there.
Yes.
And the sunset there, oh my gosh, it's a beautiful club.
So we had a nice time. And then who else has been wondering about Invisalign? Because I had been shopping for
Hold
it
on,
for a long time.
Let me see that beautiful smile there. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You. So I finally got the Invisalign for those of you who watch our show, gosh, a couple months, 3 months ago, maybe.
I'm not good with time.
And I was so excited because I'm like, yes, I'm on my last tray. They're going to take these brackets off. Yeah, no. Why do I feel like my teeth aren't even as straight as they were maybe a month ago? It's so weird how your teeth can just move around with this, but I'm making sure that this commitment and investment is going to be worth it. So
sure.
Now I think I have like another month added on.
Yeah,
it's not like braces where they just take it off.
The top look really good. The bottom still need a little bit of work.
No, I don't know. Both. Yeah, something's going on.
Just a little bit. I mean, that's coming from me that, you know, I got a lot going on in here.
Got a lot going on. So speaking of what Chris has got going on, he's got a lot going on, right? For those of you who have been following us, you know that Chris's knee has been bothering him. He finally went and got it checked out. He's got some issues going on with his knee. So he went to go see a specialist last week, only for the doctor to tell him that, yeah, your knee's pretty messed up, but your back is way worse. So you need to get that fixed.
It wasn't exactly those words. So basically...
But yeah, I don't think doctors talk like that.
He doesn't talk. So big shout out to Joe. It's Santino's best friend's dad, and to our friend Jessica. They're both doctors, and they referred me over to UCLA Medical Center. They're like, just go there. So by luck, I ended up getting Dr. McAllister, who's the head of orthopedics there, right? Worked for the Olympics, used to be a surgeon for the Lakers, right? So like he's a big guy there. But he started moving my leg around and doing all the tests on the knee. And yes, I have a tear in the ACL, a tear in the meniscus, but he said that when he did all the movements, it didn't actually hurt, right? But the problem is I don't have as much stability. So it could kind of move out of place, especially if I'm doing jiu-jitsu or playing golf or whatever, right? So there's that. But when he asked me all my ailments and I'm telling him, I have like this shooting pain from my lower back all the way down to the top of my knee. And I thought it was because I'm overcompensating, right? Because of the injury. He's like, yeah, that's nerve. You have nerve damage stuff. You need to go see this guy. So my problem with that, and I really, really want to hear back from the audience, is back stuff, right? I've had back issues since my 20s, right? And I always steer away from going to doctors because I always feel like it's the same advice. First, it's pain tolerance. You know, they give you Vicodin and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to take any of that stuff. I don't like taking, if that's what you do, great, but I don't like doing that. It's just, it doesn't make me feel good at all. And then it comes down to surgery. I've never met one person in my life, and I've met a lot of people that have had back surgery or know somebody that in their family that's had back surgery. That's like, oh yeah, I wish I would have did that 10 years ago.
No, everyone says it's terrible.
If it's not terrible, I hear, well, yeah, my back's better, but it's not like 100%. You know, it's the pain's a lot less, but you still have the pain, right? Like,
oh gosh.
I either want to be 100% better or I'm not doing it, right? And also what I heard is you got to be, if you have back surgery, you're going to be out from driving for at least 3 months. I mean, that's how we make a living. I have to be in the car. I have to be driving.
Only time that you could have done that was during a lockdown.
We were busy then too, girl. We were still busy.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I was over there with Robert. We were over there, our producer, we're over there taking videos of houses for our clients. Like we were busy back then too. I
know. I'm just saying, like, to be able to slow down, like who has time to slow down like that?
When I'm 60 or 70, maybe I'll do it. Not doing it now.
Instead of like already assuming that they're going to tell you have to have back surgery, like go see the doctor and see what they say.
I just haven't got there yet, but I will go see that doctor.
Okay, good. I'm glad. So last week I was able to go to a book club. Has anybody been to a book club before? I was invited and I'm thinking, gosh, what do I expect? do I really want to do this? But then I saw there was wine on the invite. So I'm like, I'm there. Books and wine. Okay.
So this girl almost didn't go. So I'm going to tell you about my wife, right? So I knew she had the book club. She put it in the calendar. And I forgot where I was coming from, but working, of course. So I knew she had to be at this place at 6 o'clock. Now, you reminded me earlier in the week, but the day of, no reminders, right?
It's in the calendar.
Hold on. The reason there was no reminders is because she was hoping that I didn't remind her.
No.
Yes, you were.
Thank you for assuming that.
Or you were hoping that I didn't go show up to the kids' jujitsu so you didn't have to go. That's what I think.
No. I was like, please meet us there. Don't forget.
With your mind? When did you tell me that? She never told me that.
With the calendar.
With the calendar. So I showed up right at 5:30, and I was like, you got to go, girl. Bye. So and you went to I'm glad you went. Did you have a good time?
I had such a great time. On the way there, I was thinking, man, I don't know what to expect. What kind of book are we going to be reading? I hope it's not something that I don't agree with.
Well, like one of those, what was that? Fabio? One of those Fabio books?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I could never. I'm going to just check this out. And if it's like one of those kind of book clubs, like I just won't show up for the next one. But it turned out to be really good. And we chose, there was a few books out, actually about 5 books. And the ladies who were there, they're all either realtors, title reps, loan officers. And I'm like,
a bunch of crazy people.
Oh, yeah. Like everybody has something in common. And it's great because I get to network with other successful women. And who knows, maybe we can, work together in the future on one of our listings or help one of our buyers get into a home. So it was great. I got to meet a bunch of great women. And we chose... out of the 5 books, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a what. So
no, I don't know what.
F-U-C-K.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to cuss on the show. Last time I cussed, people were looking at me sideways. So I don't want to cuss on the show. So I can't wait to read it. I've already ordered it. It's been sitting on the island staring at me to get started. But it's great because we're going to read the book. We're going to meet again in a month, talk about the book, our opinions about it, have wine, dinner. So it's going to be fun. Then we get to select the next book. And then once we get through all the books, I don't know where it takes you, but it's going to be fun.
Hey, Monica. Thanks for joining us.
Monica's here. Hi, Monica. Thanks for your support. So Monica got us our cups. They're replaced. Yay. Monica makes some really cool stuff. So
I think we have to take these home with us to make sure they don't
Yes, I don't want anyone to throw away personalized cups. But thank you for these. We love them. So this past Friday, after the kids' minimum day, we lived up to the tradition of going on our beach day, which was so nice because we're always so busy. It's super hot here. You got to escape the heat. I could not wait to get to the beach. Why was it 60 degrees there? It was so cold.
It was 66.
It felt like 60.
It was freezing.
Freezing.
Even our dog was cold.
She's all shivering when she gets out of the car.
She was like trying to huddle go underneath the chair. She was cold too. But you know what? We all made the best of it. We brought sweaters. Everybody had a sweater on. Kids are still playing, going nuts.
Oh yeah, and we had the whole beach to ourselves. No one was there.
It was awesome.
It was so nice.
But Corey lost her patience. What I love is she has great patience for our children, which is the most important, right? But for the dog, oh boy. No patience whatsoever.
Are you kidding me? I have patience for her. What I don't have patience for is being at a beach, relaxing in a nice little chair, watching our kids play, to have the dog come charging at me down the beach only to throw like a big handful of sand in my face.
A paw full of sand.
A paw full of sand. Not once, not twice, maybe 3 or 4 times. And then at that point, I was like, this dog's not coming with us anymore.
She wanted you to play with her.
No. And this guy's over here giggling like you see him right now. I just want to punch him in his face for giggling. Like, I'm over that. I can't. I don't need sand in my face at the beach.
She didn't get any sand in my face. We were good. The
dog, I'm glad you were good.
The dog wanted to play with you. Uma wanted to play with you. She was like, come on, Mom, let's play. And then you were just
That dog did not want to play with me. She does not play fetch. She does not like the water. She wanted to just chill. And Chris was like, oh, go run over there and throw some sand in her face.
She was following my directions because she's that advanced, right? That I could give her the direction.
You did it with your mind.
Yeah, but with the force. I used the force.
He sure did. I'm dead set. Like that's
She
what
actually
happened.
started exploring the water a little bit. I don't know if you noticed. You know,
Oh yeah, I noticed because then she ran right at me afterwards.
I think she came because I was actually peeing in the ocean, but that's probably why
She wanted to
came over.
mark her territory
She wanted
too.
to mark over mine. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So we had a great time. But Uma, yes, she is allowed to come to the beach with us, but please.
Now, is that a sign that beach days are almost over? Because you go to the beach and it's 66. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
beach days are almost
yeah.
over.
I don't know. It's 100 something again this week. So maybe it'll still be hot this weekend. Try to check it out. We'll see. So, yeah, we had a good time. We were only there for a couple hours because it was so cold. And on the way back, we're starving. So where did we stop?
Wait, before that, I just got to mention, because Corey brought something up, because you feel like if you're going to pack up, do all that prep, drive an hour to get to the beach, that you should stay longer, right?
Right.
And, you know, in 2 hours, the kids were ready to go home.
Well, because they started playing in the water with their sweatshirt and sweatpants on. So they got all wet and they were cold.
Luckily, the kids, they wore our sweatshirts home, so that was fine. But Corey pointed something out that I've totally forgot, and maybe you guys might have forgot too. She said, hey, remember when we used to come drive out here to be on the beach for 1 hour? Because during COVID and the lockdown, they were policing you of whether if you could be on the beach for more than an hour. You couldn't take a chair.
You were not
couldn't
allowed to
take a
bring a chair.
towel.
You couldn't bring anything
You just
that
had to go
allowed
out
you to
there by
sit
yourself.
there. You could just go to the beach for an hour. I don't know if there was anyone actually setting their timer to see if, they've been there for an hour. But we were convinced that we were going to get in trouble. So we would
You were
drive
convinced we were gonna
all
get in
the.
trouble.
Well, we were trying to follow the rules and be law-abiding
My rule
citizens.
follower, you're such a great.
I know, but we would take the kids to the beach for 1 hour. No bathrooms were open on the way there or the way back or at the beach. So we had a little porta potty we brought, like the little training potty that you teach your kids how to go potty in. And the kids would use that at the beach.
Yep.
And we'd have to clean it up.
Have to clean it up.
Oh my gosh.
But so 2 hours isn't so bad at the beach.
I'm so grateful for time at the beach because, those days.
They were rough.
It seems like it was so long ago, but it was just a couple years
Just
ago.
a couple years ago.
Oh my goodness. So grateful for each day that we have without those crazy rules.
So you were saying on the way home, we were craving pizza, but not just any pizza.
Ooh,
right? What did we end up having?
Pizza. Have you guys tried that place? It's so good. We were dying to try it for the longest time. Our friends bought it for us a couple weeks ago, and I feel like we need to eat it all the time. It is so delicious. So good.
So if you never heard of Curry Pizza, I think they're based in Fresno. It's a family-owned franchise, which I love.
Yes.
You know, I love supporting family-owned businesses. We do. And it's like Indian food on pizza.
It's so good.
It's amazing. So
They also have regular style pizzas too for the people who are a little bit scared about Indian spices because they are, very flavorful. So
I love how she worded that, because what I was thinking was the same exact thing, except I was thinking for all the people out there that don't have any flavor, you could still get a cheese. If you don't have, if your taste buds are only used to cheese pizza, you could still get a cheese pizza, and it's a regular cheese pizza, but it's on naan bread. My gosh, it is
delicious.
so good. But they have something called butter chicken pizza.
Uh-huh.
It is one of the best pizzas I've ever had in my life. And
I'm
it's right
so
in Stevenson
hungry
Ranch.
now. Now I need to go get some curry pizza on the way home.
You got to space it out, girl. You can't be having curry pizza every other day. So we'll wait maybe another week, and then we might have it again. But it was really, really good. Got to try it out.
Oh my goodness. Try it out if you haven't yet. So switching things up a little bit. So Chris on Saturday was out in Thousand Oaks for a home inspection.
Yes.
So how did that go?
It went really, really well. I mean, it was a great home inspection. House was built in 86. It's immaculate. It's one of the cleanest houses I've been in that's not new construction, right?
Oh, that's great
And,
for
and
our
not
buyers.
a flip. And not a flip. Somebody actually lives there, and it looks like a model. But, everybody's different, right? So I might think the house is immaculate, right? And maybe one or two things pop up on the inspection, but our buyers not thinking the same thing, right?
Right.
Which is what happens with first-time home buyers, right? And I'm glad, and that's great. So it's my job to say, hey, well, here's what's going on, right? And here's how this house compares to every other house, right? So, I love that, because our job is really to educate our clients, right? So, and I learned a little bit too. And this job, you learn all the time.
Yes.
But so Thousand Oaks, we don't sell a ton of houses in Thousand Oaks. We sold a few, right? And we sell more in Ventura County.
Right.
But Thousand Oaks specifically, I haven't sold a bunch of houses. So we got the NHD report, and it's in a radon zone. So right now, today, we're doing a radon test. And basically, the company comes out, they set up an apparatus. I haven't seen it. I'm going to see it a couple days from now. But my guess is it looks like a tripod. And it just takes readings for 2 days, for 48 hours. And then you figure out if you have, unhealthy radon levels in the house.
So, but what is radon?
I guess it's a toxic gas.
Oh.
And it happens to be in that area of Thousand Oaks. And since
my goodness.
I've never had a home located in a radon area, right? Like usually we have high fire hazard in Santa Clarita.
Yes.
Sometimes we have liquefaction zones where the water levels and the soil's a little different. It's not the best soil. We also have what's another one? Oh, fault lines.
Fault line, earthquake zone.
I mean that's common. We see it all the time, right?
High flood area. But this is my first time seeing radon, so I'm excited to see what comes back on it. We're starting to see new tests, guys. It's a whole new era, right? I've seen in the last year tests that you normally don't see. Correct.
Mold tests are happening more frequently.
Yes.
We're not really in a mold area, like as opposed to like a wet area. Like on the East Coast, there's a lot of mold.
Yes.
Right? But
or like in the South where it gets super humid.
But more buyers want this stuff. They want to have mold reports,
well,
which
yes.
Better safe than sorry, right?
Yes.
So now we got radon. Lead-based paint, cell towers. People are testing for cell towers. They want to know like what kind of radio frequencies are coming off the tower. They're saying like, oh, it's a 4G area, so where's the cell tower? So these are things that are brand new in the industry.
Like people want to have the capability to be able to access their phone and stuff, but there are some drawbacks to being next to a cell tower.
Yes.
So, yeah, and I don't think a lot of people know about stuff like this. So that's really interesting that you're able to share this knowledge with people, because I didn't even know about high radon areas, because really Santa Clarita doesn't really happen too often.
We don't have it here at all.
Right.
I don't believe there's any sections out here, but you learn in different areas, and I love that.
So after you were done with that, you ran off to Palmdale. So you're like opposite ends of two separate counties.
Yes.
And you were out showing property to some of our new clients. And that turned out to be great, because those clients found the home and wrote an offer, right?
You know what makes me feel great about it? So I showed them property the week before. We saw like 12 homes.
Right.
This week, this last weekend, the day that we're talking about, I showed them another 11 homes. And the one home that they ended up loving and writing an offer on was a home that they didn't want to see.
Oh, it was one of the ones you added
One of the ones that I added in the mix. And it was the first one that we saw just because of the route that you're taking,
correct,
right? And they love the home. And I don't know if there's any pregnant mamas out there that are watching the show. When you get excited, or when you're in a good place and you're happy and you're just like feeling the energy, do you rub your belly more? Because I felt like our client was rubbing her belly a lot in that house.
Maybe the baby loved the house too.
And I was like, oh, I think she likes this house. And then after we were done looking at the homes, she's like, I want that house, right? And I felt the pressure. She's like, I need to have this house. And then if I'm feeling that pressure, I don't know how her husband was feeling, because I was feeling that pressure.
Right,
but yeah,
right.
But it was a big deal. I was so happy that we were able to make the correct offer. Great clients. They're taking my lead. Like, what do you think? What do we need to do to get the house? I tell them what they need to do. Took the advice. Got the offer accepted. We beat out an all cash offer.
That's amazing.
Which was, it was a little less than ours, but it was all cash, right?
Yeah.
We beat them out. We opened escrow today. So excited. I'm so excited to help. We love helping everybody. I have a special place in my heart for first-time home buyers.
Yes, because it's so new and it's really overwhelming. And to be able to help guide them through the process and make them feel comfortable, that's huge.
It's huge. I love it.
So they went out 2 times. They wrote one offer, and that offer got accepted. That's amazing. I love when the market changes and we're able to do stuff like that for our clients.
Because people are sleeping. There's buyers that want to be out there looking at houses, but they're scared for whatever reason. Hey, everybody's has the right to their feelings, right? But the people that are ready to just say, hey, you know what? You could be scared over there. I'm going to go buy a house over here, and they're jumping right in. They're winning right now.
For sure.
They're getting in the homes right now. And,
sellers are motivated if they've been sitting on the market for a while.
Just such a good time in real estate. I love this market. I actually get to negotiate again.
Yes.
Oh, it feels so good.
And this is the same family that when you went out, there were squatters in the house, right?
Yes. Two different
squatters.
Houses had squatters in them.
Oh my gosh. And speaking of that day, that was the day that the Tesla got damaged and the lady hit your parked car. How is that going? Do we have any progress?
It's not going at all. So
oh,
the terrible thing, anybody that works for themselves, that has their own business, you always put yourself last.
Yes.
Right? I know you don't want to hear this right now, but this is what's happening. So I did make it far enough to the point where her insurance company, which is USAA, she did assume fault.
Okay.
All right. Now, our adjuster at Mercury was supposed to give me the information for me to contact the other person. He hasn't yet. He said he was going to send me an email like on Friday of last week.
It's Wednesday.
I've been busy, girl. So I got to get on that. So maybe after the show, I'll give him a call. I need to get on that so we can start the process.
We need this car fixed. That door like pops open and you got to slam it shut.
Pop it.
Oh, yeah, that's not cute. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. So please get on it. Get down on it. So while Chris was busy with clients that day, I was able to take Nola to get her glasses fixed to this place. The guy's name is Michael C. And this guy, I mean, he's worth it. He is taking care of her and her glasses. He makes sure they fit. Poor little girl, she started pushing him up. You know, like when people go like this. But she goes like this with her fingers. So she's got fingerprints all over her glasses all the time.
Well, what's the number one reason why kids don't wear their glasses?
Because they don't fit properly, which is what her ophthalmologist was saying. So I said, okay, we got to make sure that these fit right. Why did it take me an hour and a half, like an hour and 15 minutes to get to Woodland Hills on a Saturday? Why is there traffic all the time?
Maybe that's why I don't like Woodland Hills. I've never been a fan of Woodland Hills.
That freeway is too much. 101?
Because that 101 and the 405,
oh my gosh,
where they meet is one of the worst choke areas, right, in traffic. And then now you got to jump on the 101.
It's not even just there. It's just the whole way on the 101. And traffic was like a sea on the other side. I said, no.
On a Saturday?
Yes. I had to just take the streets back. And I almost went to Porto's, but by the time we were going to pass by, it was lunchtime, and nobody wants to go to Porto's during lunchtime.
You were over it.
Yeah, I just wanted to get home. It was time. So we got home. It was family dinner on Saturday. Had a great time with our family. So usually the way it goes down is I'm the one in the kitchen. We have Tanya and Jocelyn helping prepare the food. And when
sometimes Jenny and
then Lindsay when they join us. And my mom is always helping out in the kitchen. So us ladies are in there.
She's a lifesaver, by the way.
You know, cooking. And my mom goes straight for the dishes and cleans them all. I'm like, thank goodness, Mom.
God sent.
All the time. Empties my dishwasher. She's the best. I love that. So usually we're the ones in there. And for those of you who have been over, like, you know that when we're grilling, I'm grilling.
Yeah,
like
Corey's
nobody
doing it,
else does the grilling. It's like, that's my grill. Well,
people haven't figured out like how to use the egg. You need special powers to use the egg.
It's not a normal grill like a gas grill. It's the green egg, and you have to learn how to regulate the temperature by how much air you let in. So it's like a whole little science. Well, my brother-in-law, Patrick, he decided he wanted to grill ribs, so I let him get on the grill. And he did a great job. He did so good.
I think everybody had seconds. Your mom could not stop talking about how great the ribs were. You really outdid yourself. Yeah,
I know. So everyone enjoyed his grilling. And the best part of it all is Vivian, our niece, she, you know, sometimes teenagers like to have like a little bit of sassiness, and she tried to tell me how I should be seasoning my chicken.
Oh boy.
And I was like, I think that day I just had no patience for anything. And usually I'll just go, oh, Vivi, you know, I was like, you want to get over here, Vivian?
I think that traffic got to you that day.
That traffic got to me that day. So I said, you can come over here and season this chicken then. And she said, okay. So I said, you're going to grill it too. I was just on one. And let me tell you, Vivian did an amazing job.
She did.
She seasoned the chicken, she grilled it, and she even seasoned the ribs too. She did all that stuff, prepped the food. And I was like, this is great. You got to get these kids.
Did you hover over her?
No.
Did you hover over my brother?
No. I said, you guys take care of it. Somebody make me a drink because I've had one of those days and you guys could take care of it. Actually, I did the sides. I prepped the sides, so that was good. But it's nice to let kids, teenagers get involved in the process with making food. It makes them feel important, and they're learning, right?
They're learning life skills.
Life skills, and who doesn't want some positive encouragement and great feedback? Everybody does, right?
In everything you do.
Everything. And these kids need to feel appreciated. So I loved that Vivian was a little sassy with me. In the moment, I wasn't happy about that. But it ended up working out because she did a great job with prepping the food, making the food, and everybody gave her props on how well she did.
Everybody told her how great the chicken was multiple times.
Yes. So how many of you have your kids involved in the dinner preparing and cooking process? I'm curious to know. Do you like just need to hurry up and get through making that meal, or do you have a little bit of patience and want to just like let them do it? Because I told Vivian, if you burn that chicken, you're never going to forget about it. I gave her a lot of pressure.
Wow, you put the pressure. What are you, Gordon Ramsay over here?
I felt like Gordon that day. So it was nice because she did a great job. So good job, Vivi. So Chris held an open house on Sunday for our listing on Darrow, and it went so great, right? Can you elaborate a little bit on how the turnout was? Because it feels like things have changed a bit. And before we do that, Monica made a comment. She said the girls love to help cooking.
And she's got little ones.
That's so good. Her girls are 6 and 8, and they're in the kitchen. That's good. You got to teach them now while they're young.
Absolutely. So, so if anybody knows about this listing, we've been on the market for 3 months. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's been tough on the sellers because we've been in escrow 3 times.
Oh, jeez.
Right. Only once did it make it to home inspection. First people got cold feet. Second one went to home inspection. Third one never got the deposit in. Right. I forget what order, but that's what happened. So we started off at $889 3 months ago. We haven't had a huge price reduction, but we dropped to $850. Right. So I have held 3 open houses where we didn't have one person come to the open house.
Oh my goodness. That's really discouraging.
It is what it is, right? Mm-hmm. I just go smiling, feeling good,
also
playing Stevie Wonder out,
Yeah, these are during times where the rates had just gone up and it's so hot outside. People don't really like to go out.
103, 104.
People don't like to really go out and look at houses when it's that hot.
Like June and July were slow months when they're typically on fire, right?
Yes.
So they were slow months. But anyhow, we've had a little bit break of the rates, especially like last week. And we had 10 people come by that open house.
Amazing. The sellers are probably really excited about that.
We had 2 offers come in.
Mm-hmm. Out of
Where
nowhere.
have these offers been? And then all of a sudden, you have 2 offers after an open house. I couldn't believe it. I thought, yes, we're priced right. We're going to get an offer. We can't keep just dropping the price. So when you just want to continue to drop price, sometimes you need it. Yes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's just a lazy thing to do.
Right.
Let me just drop the price. You don't always need to do it. Sometimes the market's got to figure itself out. And I'm glad we did that because we're going to get them top dollar for their house. I have to send a counter out after the show. Mm-hmm. I ran out of time this morning, but I've been in communication with the agent who I've already worked with in the past.
Yay. So they're going to...
She's on point. She's local. She's sold hundreds of houses. I know how she works because in our previous escrow, I was also the listing agent and she was the buyer's agent. So I'm excited to be working with her again. And we're finally going to get this thing sold for our clients.
Awesome.
Really excited about it.
So exciting. So even though we were sad that Chris couldn't go with us on Sunday to California Adventure in Disneyland, we managed to have a pretty good time. The kids and I met up with our besties. So Beth, Kais, and Zaya were there. And our highlight was going on Grizzly's River Run. Has anybody been on that ride? We've never been on it because Chris refuses to go on rides where he's going to get wet. He doesn't want to walk around the park with wet feet. And I get it, but come on, let's live a little. So we're like, let's try it. None of us had tried it. It was a little cool in the morning. The sun didn't come out till about 2:00, which is amazing if you're going to Disneyland. You're not sweating. You're enjoying the nice cool weather. And there was no line for it. So we went on it. Took a little convincing for Nola. She didn't want to get wet, but we put on a little hoodie. And they absolutely love that ride. They were laughing the entire time.
How cute.
There was one couple on the ride with us that got completely drenched. We couldn't stop laughing at them. And it was great. It was so much fun that we went on it a second time. The kids begged to go on it again after lunch.
Did you guys get your feet wet?
No, there's a little bar that goes around the center where you could kind of prop your feet on and they won't get wet.
I don't believe it.
Oh, believe it, buddy. It was fun. Monica said, take some sandals and a backpack, Chris. We did do that for Splash Mountain.
Yeah, when we planned on going on Splash Mountain, we did do that. We put sandals on.
So I'm just going to start packing sandals for him so he has no excuses.
I'm not going on that ride.
It's so fun. The kids are going to want to go on it every single time now.
So the second time you went on there, if I heard correctly, I think Beth got a headache from the spinning of the.
Yeah.
It's like teacups with water. Why does that sound fun?
No, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I'm not going on it.
He'll be chilling over there.
I'll just be waiting.
I'll
take the pictures. I'll follow with a camera, taking pictures of you guys everywhere.
Yeah,
fun.
right. Oh,
live
my
action
goodness.
shots.
So after we were done on that ride, the first time we went to have lunch over at the Storytellers Cafe. And what's great about it is they have characters that come out and meet with the kids and say hello. And during COVID, they would just run by and wave. But now the characters take their time, say hello to the kids. Well, they don't say hello. They wave, hug them. You could get a picture, get your autographs. And it's great because you get to do all that without having to wait in line in the heat.
It's pretty nice.
You're sitting there eating.
The food's like, eh.
The food was actually pretty good. What you don't know is you could actually order things off of a menu, and it's all included in there.
How come you didn't tell me that, Miss Disney princess?
I just found out.
Okay. Maybe I'll visit it again.
Jeez, so negative. So speaking of negativity, while we were there, we were so excited because Mickey was there, right? But Mickey was not that cheerful that day. I think it's because the end of the shift and they wanted us to leave and Mickey was tired. But he came over and the kids were like, oh, sign my autograph book. They hand him the autograph book. And why did Mickey start going through? And I'm thinking he's just trying to find a blank page to sign on. And he points out where a previous Mickey signed and was like, oh, there, I already signed, and handed it back to them.
Whoa. Mickey did not sign the autograph book? He just gave it back?
Yeah. He pointed to an autograph that a previous Mickey signed on.
What? What happened? Did you or the kids say anything?
I was a little bit taken back. I just started having a nervous laugh because I videotaped it while it was happening. And I'm like,
you have to post this video.
I'm like, oh, Mickey, oh, you don't want to sign it? Yeah, you already signed there. I guess you forgot. And then he just puts it down. And I'm like, and then Nola's like, no, I want him to sign it. And then Santino hands him his, and Mickey's thumbing through again and can't find a Mickey. And he points to a Minnie. I'm like, Minnie signed that. And he refused to sign their autograph book.
Oh, no. You should have told Minnie on him.
Sorry.
Minnie would have made him do it. So Julia said, what?
I know. And then Monica said, oh my gosh, that happened to us with Minnie too. What? Lazy old Minnie and Mickey? Maybe it's the gloves? No, because Mickey has signed it before. Plenty of times. So I told the kids, because they were a little upset about it afterwards, but I just try to play it off because you don't want to ruin the magic, right? Even though Mickey's the one responsible for ruining the magic. It's okay. Next time, let's just find the blank page. Don't hand him the book. Just hand him a blank page so he knows where to sign.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mickey, this is who we choose to give all our money to, huh?
I know. That wasn't.
Disneyland.
I should post about it.
No, you're going to have to post about it because I want to see the video.
Maybe tag Disney on it. What's up with that, Disney?
Absolutely, we're tagging Disney. And I want to tag Minnie on it because she needs to give Mickey a little piece of she needs to check Mickey. Right? Minnie's running that show.
I know, right? And Julia said, no excuses. Who's their boss? Yeah, I feel the same way. maybe we could have some redemption when we go back the next time.
Who's the head of Disneyland now? I mean, of Disney World? I mean, Disney. Period. What's the guy's name?
Chapek or something like that. I don't know.
Bob Iger or something like that. I don't know.
Anyways, Bob Chapek.
Oh, Bob Chapek. Anyhow, how long has he been in the head of Disney? Does anybody know that?
I don't know.
I want to say that, since probably, I don't know, COVID, they just never been the same there.
I know, the magic
levels have dropped.
There's a shortage of pixie dust there.
So I think he's brand new. People don't like that guy.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan myself.
Well, I mean, for all of you who are, considering renewing your magic keys, the prices have gone up. There's more blackout dates. I mean, they added some discount, like if you're going to be buying the Lightning Lane Pass or the Genie Plus, there's a discount for you. But, I mean, they kind of get me because they're only offering renewals. They're not opening it up to the general public. So I just kind of feel like I have to get my key. I get that key renewed.
So
they
not only have they raised prices, but they actually reduced the portion sizes of food as well.
I remember when that report came out. Yeah, the head of whoever was in charge of deciding that said that that people can stand to lose a few pounds in their waist.
No, they did not.
On record, she said that.
Oh, we got to find that clip and post that clip.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, they're terrible. But why do I still keep going there?
You either got to...
I love it. That's why.
We either got to beat them or we got to join them, right? So maybe we got to buy some Disney stock because...
That's what I was telling him the other day.
Even though we don't like where Disney's been going, this guy's monetizing everything.
The thing is people will still continue to pay. They're like testing the waters. Like, what can we get away with? Oh, people are still paying. Well, yeah, people are still paying because they don't want to wait in line for 2 hours with their kids. Their kids are going crazy, so they're going to pay extra to get a little Lightning Lane pass. It's like, should I pay $12 or be in misery for 2 hours and then miss out on the rest of the park? That's how people justify paying for it.
And it's people that don't have the passes, right? Because you got to put yourself in their situation. Let's say you're from out of town. You paid for the flight. You're paying for the hotel. You're only going to be at Disneyland for 1 or 2 days. So you want to make sure you go on everything.
Yes.
Right? And how are you going to go on everything if you don't have a pass? And even if you do have that pass, you're not going on everything. Sorry to break it to you.
You aren't, no.
You need at least 3 days to go on everything in both parks.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, Disney. Come on, let's get with it.
All right, so we got to check out the stock price because maybe we need to buy some stock.
So
there enough.
Yeah, so after a long fun day on Sunday at Disneyland, it was a little challenging for Santino to wake up early on Monday. It took me a while, and this kid is usually up at 6 a.m., but he was like moaning and groaning, like making all kinds of noises. I'm so tired. But, when we go to their school, we have a new principal there, Mrs. Kranz. She is out of this world. This woman has so much energy. She does not drink coffee. She is standing at the front gates, blasting music, dancing, singing, screaming. Woo! Come on, kids! Like, you could hear her as soon as you get out of the door. And it's amazing. She takes the time to high five every kid as they walk in. I love it. I think it's so cool. And the kids actually wait in line to give her a high five. They don't just pass her up.
Probably should be talking about this because then we're going to have the COVID parents that are like, oh my gosh, she's spreading COVID.
That's fine. Send your kids with some hand sanitizer. Everything's good. They have them at each classroom. They could sanitize their hands before they go in. But this principal is amazing. I love it. Some of the parents, I guess, are like, oh, geez, but no. It's infectious. If she's happy and that excited to be out standing in front of the school, it's going to rub off on the kids. And I've even seen a few kids dancing into school. It's so cool.
I'm a big fan of hers. Real quick, Julia says she heard Disney's building houses in Palm Springs.
Yes, they are. We did see that when we were there. They're communities.
We should do a little segment on the next show about that.
Definitely. They have them all throughout Florida, and I did see the one in Palm Springs when we were out there visiting.
Thanks for the heads up on that, Julia.
Yes, and then she said, cool.
The
teacher, yep. A nice way to go to school. It is. It's very welcoming. And I think that really does help with Nola too, because she's becoming a lot more brave when she goes to school. She now walks in through the front gate on her own and doesn't need a friend to go with her. Santino walked her in on Friday because they go in at the same time on Fridays. And every other day she has to go on her own. So we're really proud of her. She's doing a great job. And I think with all the good feels that the principal puts out and all the staff, really, it makes a huge difference. So
it's a huge difference. So now I know, maybe they do it at more schools, but I know Principal Krantz and Principal Sal over at Golden Valley, Frias, greet the kids every day when they come to school.
I love that. It's great.
Not every principal does that. They didn't do that at NOLA School last year at Stevenson Ranch Elementary.
No, they didn't.
It's pretty amazing.
Yes. Well, Fall Festival is coming up. It's our annual client appreciation event, and the theme is being narrowed down. We kind of decided on it. We'll see once we book all the vendors, but we're narrowing it down. Mark your calendars. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be on October 22nd. It's a Saturday, and it's going to be spooktacular. Woo! We'll have more details for you and let you know about all the fun stuff once we get it booked, because I don't want to promise and then have someone be overbooked.
Right. Great job to Corey, because she has spearheaded this whole thing like she does every single year and is rocking and rolling on it. So I'm excited to see what you come up with.
I'm excited too. Well, we have Alicia C. Creative helping us out with the party planning and event planning. And they do parties and weddings, and they're actually even going international now. So if anybody is newly engaged, planning a wedding, or you want to have a amazing party, or they even do kids parties, let us know. Madi and Claudia over at Alicia C. Creative are amazing.
Yes.
So looking forward, today Nola has a play date with one of her friends, Aria. So that's going to be a lot of fun because she doesn't really have many play dates, but now that she's getting more comfortable in school, she gets to go play with her. And tomorrow is picture day for the kids. Already? Yes. So
is Tino getting a haircut today?
I didn't even think about that. His hair still looks fly. He still looks good.
Good thing he's so good looking.
I know. He doesn't care. He'll wear whatever I put out in front of him. He probably doesn't even know. But Nola knows it's picture day because she pays attention to the little forms that go home with her. She's already picked out which background she wants, and she's coordinated which outfit she wants to wear to match the background. So, yeah.
No, she did not.
She sure did.
Wow.
We picked out outfits yesterday.
Didn't she pick out your nails, too, the other day?
Yes.
You guys have matching
so we
nails?
have matching nails. We did matching nails, yeah. Definitely nothing from Old Navy because she hates Old Navy. But she does have some really cute outfits that she found at Marshall's. So she's actually a fashionista. She's all about, trying to look her best.
So looking forward to... We missed over today completely because you are going to this play date. Mm-hmm. I've been going to Chick-fil-A every Wednesday. Uh-huh. So if anybody knows this about our kids, they're vegetarian, right? We were having dinner last night, and Corey made like some fake chicken, right? We call it fiction at the house. And somehow we started talking about real chicken. Oh, I know what it was. Nola didn't want to eat her quinoa or her beans. And I'm like, baby, you don't eat meat. You need to get your protein from quinoa, from beans, right? I'm telling her what she needs to eat on her plate. And I'm like, unless you want to start eating real chicken. And Tino's like, oh, we're never eating real chicken, Dad. That's gross. We're not going to eat the animal. And then I'm like, well, Nola's had real chicken before because she had a bite of my chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A, right? Mm-hmm. And then what did she say? She's
like, it's fine, Santino. The chicken's already dead. I'm like, dang!
So she goes, Tino's like trying to get her to be like, yuck, whatever. And Nola's like, yummy dead chicken. It was good or whatever. She starts egging them on and they're going at it at the table.
Oh,
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
Nola, me and you're going to have a little daddy-daughter date. I'm taking you to Chick-fil-A, girl. We're going to have some chicken nuggets and we're going to enjoy them in peace.
Well, I was because Santino's like, well, is this chickie that I'm eating, the fake chicken, is it good for me? And I'm like,
because it really isn't.
It's kind of not good for you because it's made in like it's made in a lab, like in a factory. I'm like, you want me to tell you what's in it? So I start reading the ingredients, and it is made from mushroom, like a fungi.
That's the base of it.
That's 93% of it. And then there's like some pea protein and some other stuff in it. But then there's 2 ingredients that I'm like, these probably aren't good for you. I don't even know what they are. Because, when we're vegetarian, Chris wanted something that was similar to meat consistency. So I added that in. And I'm like, it's probably really not good that we eat this anyways. Real chicken's probably better for you.
For sure.
At least it's real. Like, It's not some made up thing. So if you want to try chicken, we can. But he does care about the animals, so I'm not going to force him into eating it.
I'll get Nola over on the dark side first. She'll become a Sith Lord with her dad.
Oh,
and then,
my gosh.
Then I'll work on Santino after I get Nola all the way over.
Oh, my gosh.
So sorry.
Only if they want to.
I had to bring it up because it was so funny that she was like,
dead chicken.
Yummy dead chicken. So I was like,
she was like, it's already dead anyway. It's not like you had to kill it to eat it.
5-year-olds.
Yeah, interesting. So fun. So Julia said, girl after my heart. I think she's talking about the school picture day. And then she's laughing out loud, I think, about the chicken. So, yeah, that's fun. So I'm finally going to be finalizing our taxes. What a relief. Does anybody else stress out about their taxes?
Wait, has anybody else not filed taxes yet?
Well, I filed an extension. It's not like I'm like beyond the date. I filed an extension before the deadline, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So didn't you have to learn the new program or whatever, like QuickBooks or...
Oh, gosh, no.
What's going on with that now?
Yeah, I tried. I even took a class on the weekend to learn how to do it. And it's still over my head. It's just too much. Like, if I'm an accountant, I will use that. But it just took me back to my first days of college when I was an accounting major and would come home crying because I didn't understand these balance sheets and these debits and credits and this. I'm like, that's what I pay an accountant for. I don't need to be doing all this. Here are what my expenses are. You figure it out, accountant. I'm not going to learn this new program. So to answer your question, I didn't learn it. And I kept with my darn Quicken. And I was like, here, you help me.
Oh,
He's probably going to charge me extra because he had to do all this stuff.
So it's like instead of playing on the Nintendo Switch, you're still on an Atari.
Yes, but then I was talking to him. He doesn't even use QuickBooks. He has an advanced program that's only for accountants that he pays a fee for each year. And I said, so do I even need to put it into QuickBooks? No. He wants me to pay him to do my books.
Of course he does. It's like another $500-600 a month.
Does anybody do books? Does anyone do bookkeeping? Would you be interested in like giving me a quote? Because hey, if I could give you the business,
we're not hiring somebody to do books. We're either using a company or a CPA or nobody. We're not being like, oh yeah, I do. I sell paletas and on the weekend I do books.
Like maybe somebody I don't know is a bookkeeper. Yeah, no, I'm not going to ask somebody who like works at Chick-fil-A to do my books.
Freelances and does books. Come on, guy. Come on.
This guy. Anyways, so yeah, that's going to be finalized. And I get to take Nola to the ear, nose, and throat specialist on Friday to make sure her ear is fine. She was going through that bout. It was almost like a month worth of medicine and going back for checkups because she had this ear infection. It was horrible. Well, she's not complaining about pain anymore, but we just want to make sure that her ear is fine. So hopefully all goes well on Friday.
I'm sure she's going to be fine.
If
it's not her with the ear infection, it's the dog.
Oh my gosh. And then I get to go out on Friday night because guess what? I plan a mommy's night out, so that'll be fun.
Really?
Don't act surprised, fool. I told you. It's in the calendar.
So does anybody
these theatrics for the show.
Does anybody else's spouse use that line? I told you. You didn't tell me nothing.
Oh my gosh. Well, I did tell him, and it looks like our show is going to be having to come to an end soon. So
we're going to wrap it up.
We're going to wrap it up. That is going to be our show today. Thank you, everyone, again, for hanging out with us here on R&R Relationships and Real Estate. Be sure to check us out here weekly on Facebook Live on Wednesdays at noon. We're your hosts, Corey and Chris Silva, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye.
Bye.